Today, new amateur video shows the aftermath of the deadly Minneapolis police shooting. Just 2 days after, officers were caught on camera in Baton Rouge shooting and killing a man at point-blank range. This time, the video is from a suburb of Minneapolis. It shows a woman screaming, or I should say streaming live while screaming on Facebook as her boyfriend bleeds to death in a car with her young daughter in the back seat. It is horrifying. The woman is Diamond Reynolds. She says an officer yesterday shot her boyfriend, Finlando Castile, during a traffic stop, and that police failed to check his pulse or even give him immediate medical help. She says Castile had told the officer that he had a gun and a concealed carry permit, but she says the officer shot him when he reached for his wallet. This video is extremely graphic. Here's the video, 2 minutes, 24 seconds, from right after this latest shooting outside Minneapolis. We've bleeped the curses, but otherwise we've left it intact.
We got pulled over for a busted tail light in the back, and the police just he's covered. They killed my boyfriend. He's licensed. He's licensed to carry. He was trying to get out his ID and his wallet out his pocket, and he let the officer know that he had a firearm and he was reaching for his wallet, and the officer just shot him in his arm. We're waiting for a back. I will, sir. No worries. I will. He just shot his arm off. We got pulled on Larpener.
I told him not to reach for it. I told him to get his hand out.
You told him to get his ID, sir, and his driver's license. Oh my God, please don't tell me he's dead. Please don't tell me my boyfriend just went like that.
Keep your hands where they are, please.
Yes, I will, sir. I'll keep my hands where they are. Please don't tell me this, Lord. Please, Jesus, don't tell me that he's gone. Please don't tell me that he's gone. Please, officer, don't tell me that you just did this to him. You shot 4 bullets into him, sir. He was just getting his license and registration, sir.
Get the female passenger out.
Ma'am, exit the car right now with your hands up. Let me see your hands. Exit now. Keep them up. Keep them up.
Where's my daughter? You got my daughter?
Face away from me and walk backwards. Walk backwards towards me. Keep walking.
Keep walking. Keep walking. Keep walking. Get on your knees. Get on your knees.
Ma'am, you're just being detained right now until we get this all sorted out, okay?
They threw my phone, Facebook. Please don't tell me, Lord Jesus, please don't tell me.
Purse here.
Okay,
any weapons or anything?
No, please don't tell me my boyfriend is gone. Here, take it off my hand. Please don't tell me he's gone. Please, Jesus, no! Please, no!
Stand up, walk over to me.
No, don't let him be gone, Lord!
And the video ends. Moments later in the live stream, you can hear a man repeatedly, loudly cursing, and Reynolds' daughter telling police she wants to get mommy's purse. Eventually, the mom appears back on camera in the backseat of a squad car.
The police just shot my boyfriend for no apparent reason. My phone is about to die. They shot him. He shot him 3 times because we had a busted tail light.
The man died. Police have not released details about that officer except that they have placed him on administrative leave. Minnesota's governor says he has requested a Justice Department investigation. Mike Tobin is live outside the governor's residence in Minneapolis. Mike, the girlfriend is speaking about what happened in an attempt to save Castile, or what didn't happen.
Well, Reynolds Shep says she didn't try to help Castile in those first few minutes because she was afraid that if she moved suddenly, that she would be shot. She says she instead went for the phone, put it all up live on Facebook because she believed ultimately the police would cover up the evidence.
I chose to allow the video to go live 10 seconds before my phone died because I wanted everybody in the world to see what the police do and how they roll, and it's not right. It's not acceptable. I didn't do it for pity. I didn't do it for fame. I did it so that the world knows that these police are not here to protect and serve us. They are here to assassinate us.
Now, she notes that you don't see the shooting and what led up to the shooting. The only explanation we have thus far comes from that panicked and off-camera, as yet unidentified police officer shouting, "I told him not to reach for it." Reynolds calmly counters that you, meaning the police officer, told him to get his license and registration. Now, Castile had only petty misdemeanors on his record. He had worked for the St. Paul Public Schools since 2002 with a pretty humble job preparing food for students. He was recently promoted to supervisor. He would have turned 33 in the middle of this month.
Now to Louisiana, Baton Rouge, and a follow-up report on the shooting there early Tuesday morning. Police killed a man who had been selling CDs outside a convenience store. Police have said the man, Alton Sterling, was armed. But the convenience store owner says Sterling was not holding a gun at the time this happened. And the store owner says he recorded video that shows it. This video is from a closer angle than that which we showed you here yesterday. And a warning, it's perhaps even more disturbing to watch. But again, these videos are an important part of the evidence of exactly what happened. Here it is. After the shooting, viewers can see one of the officers reach in and pull something, see there, out of Alton Sterling's pocket. We're circling it in red. We don't know what that was. But the man who shot the video and was standing right there says he thought it was a weapon.
In this state, you can't have a weapon. So what message is this sending? If you have a firearm, it's open season.
Fox News legal analyst Arthur Aidala is here, and I want to talk about what we see and what we don't see, and just as emotional as all this is, what the legal matters are. First of all, Baton Rouge, we're outside a convenience store. The convenience store owner has given permission to a man to sell CDs outside the place. The man, there is a police call that says there's a man here who threatened me with a gun. Police arrive, there's the man, and we pick it up with a takedown. And your view, legally speaking, on what we saw.
Okay, so legally speaking, really jumping into the weeds, is legally speaking, the police are not allowed to make an arrest based on an anonymous phone call, because it would subject anyone. If I was mad at you for something, I just call 911 and say, Shepard Smith's got a gun, and you're walking outside with your family and the police tackle you thinking you have a gun. So there's United States Supreme Court case law saying anonymous phone calls are not good enough to make a stop.
So the takedown itself
is problematic.
If that's all there was.
Is problematic. On the Baton Rouge case, you see that the police had the situation under control. He's down on the floor.
That's a subjective matter, but that's your legal view.
I'm thinking of it as a former prosecutor and a criminal defense attorney standing before 12 jurors, what I would feel comfortable saying credibly, with credibility in my face. Saying they didn't have that situation under control, it's straining the common sense of the jurors under that situation. However, a police officer can testify and say, this is why I didn't feel things were under control. Don't forget that there's 2 shots and then 4. 2 in the chest. How at that point do they say that the next 4 are necessary? Now, I understand, and a jury will be told, these are decisions that are being made in milliseconds to protect the police officer's own life and possibly others around them. But it's quite troubling to then see the weapon being taken out of a pocket. Not out of a hand, not in clear, the obvious view. Yes, of course the pocket is on his person, and legally speaking, that means something. That has legal consequences, that it's that close to him. However, I don't see, based on these videos and the eyewitnesses... Let's stay with
Baton Rouge for the moment.
Yeah, I don't see how these officers don't become the subject of a criminal investigation and ultimately criminal charges.
Of course, there's a federal investigation underway now. The feds are working on that.
Which is interesting that the local prosecutor is not handling this case. He's chosen to give it to the feds, which I think is an excellent decision.
They moved very swiftly by any assessment.
Correct.
Now Minnesota. The aftermath of a police shooting, as the information has been given, the man was in the car, pulled over for a busted taillight, informed the officer, according to the girlfriend, I have a weapon for which I'm allowed, I have a legal carry permit. The officer, according to the girlfriend, told him to reach for his driver's license, identification, and registration, whatever it was. He went to do so, and according to the girlfriend, he was shot and subsequently died. Streaming live on Facebook, which is brand new again by any assessment, as this has only been happening for a matter of months, and now we literally watch a man die next to his girlfriend with a baby crying in the backseat of a car. It is horrifying.
Yes.
But legally speaking,
the baby crying just adds to the horror. Legally speaking, the police officer in this particular case will be able to tell a story of what his perception was, because that's
what matters.
That's what matters. What he believed was taking place at that time. Something doesn't make sense with that story. The deceased did what he was supposed to do, declaring, I have a weapon on me. Here are my hands. I have a weapon on me. I have a permit for it. Okay. It doesn't make sense that the cop says, well, give me a license or registration. Where do people keep that? They keep it on their person. That when he then goes and reaches for it, gunshots go off. So in this case, different from Baton Rouge, we don't know what takes place before the shooting, and the police officer will have the opportunity to explain that. And clearly, you hear the distress in the police officer's voice when this takes place. I mean, he's screaming, he's cursing himself. I told him not to reach for it. I told him not to reach for it. And then she retorts, well, but you told him to get his license and registration. So there's a little bit of a disconnect